over the summer, I did my sparkling report.
Yeah.
And I remember, asking you, for, a couple bottles,
Mm-hmm.
and you were just like snapped, like right on it. And I was like, wow, I
Mm-hmm.
was really astonished by how quickly and how on top of everything that you were. And like you had bottles to me in like a couple days. And I'm like, holy cow. So every interaction that I've had with you has been like, you're just on top of it. You seem to be working, I don't know, 24 hours a day. I don't know if you get any sleep or not. But it reminds me of Dave Grohl, right? And I know that you have read my newsletter. We've talked a little bit,
Yeah.
back and forth about Dave Grohl, and he is constantly going like gangbusters on everything.
Yeah.
So besides like Dave Grohl's work ethic and like, to me, there's like multiple pieces and parts to Dave Grohl that probably hit home to you, but I'm only making an assumption.
Yeah.
So why did you decide to read Dave Grohl's memoir?
Well, I'm a huge Foo Fighters fan. That's first and foremost.
Right.
And I'm a huge Dave Grohl fan.
Right.
I still remember the first time I heard their music. It was at the Grammys in like 2005, I think. And they did a cover of Carly Simon's "You're So Vain,"
Right.
and I just couldn't believe it. It just floored me.
Right.
So I've been a huge fan ever since. And so, in fact, my friends give me a hard time that, I kind of have them, set up as, idol type, worship. But
Right.
yeah, I just really respect what he's done. I think if you listen to people in the industry, he's a huge Paul McCartney fan, right? And he's only ever giving credit to other people for anything that's ever happened to him.
Right.
Whether it be his mom, when he was growing up in DC, or whether it be, when he was playing in some punk rock bands and some of the people that got him through that, and, the opportunities in Nirvana, and then starting the Foo Fighters. It just, to me, he's just, it doesn't feel like there's an ego there.
Right.
But then as I get closer and you watch some of the documentaries, and when they're they're making an album or something at his house, you get to see the person a little bit closer. And for me, it's that interaction he has with his children, and some of the thoughts that he has and the priorities. And you hear about a deal where his daughters, had a father-daughter dance that he promised that he had to go to, right? And
that was an amazing story.
And he's in Australia.
Right.
And he's like, no, you got to cancel the trip. And his manager said, I can't. He goes, okay. He goes, so they chartered a plane from, I think it was Perth to, some Melbourne or something.
Right.
Flew to LA, got off the plane, went straight to the father-daughter dance, left at the end of the father-daughter dance, got onto a plane and flew straight back to Australia.
Right.
And he got food poisoning on the flight back.
Right. He got food poisoning, and then also during the dance,
Yeah.
He gets there, he has done everything, and then, his daughter's like, okay, see you later, Dad, bye.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, he's Family Guy. And, I
Right.
kind of look at that, a little bit from my perspective. And, our relationships, aren't the same. Our lives are not the same. But,
Right.
Everything I think I'm doing now, I'm definitely doing for my children. It's a legacy play for me.
Right.
I kind of feel that way when you read and talk about what he's doing. We're very much the same age, and I think we were looking at the clock, and, there's only so much time in this world, and, you got to make the most of it. And I think that, leaving a legacy and making a mark, and, leaving something for your kids is very important to me. And I think
Right.
that's what has, why am I so busy? I don't feel busy, but I know that I am. It just feels like the clock is ticking, and, I'll rest a little bit later. But for right now, there's a lot to do, and there's a short time to get it done.